We're back with another HomeGrowTV vlog, and this one is stacked. The greenhouse is finally showing its first flowers. The indoor tents dripping in frost.
Whoa.
And we're deep diving into the post-harvest data from our CO2 room. This month, it's all about leveling up.
21% of THC.
Fine-tuning every corner of the farm and popping some new super exclusive beans.
Elegance, man's exposed to the elements. Going to the top preeminence, leaving behind the sediment.
What the hell is
man
that?
Don't need evidence, syphilis flows, them man don't know they moving credulous. Push them off the precipice.
We got new gear in the mix.
These just came in right now. One of the key things we were missing for the greenhouse.
Fresh flowers exploding in the greenhouse.
To move mountains, F that man, I move boxes. She put too much filler in her lip, now that girl is toxic. Fucking toxic, man.
And we'll finally crack open a nearly 7-month cured Piatella. And yep, we hit that true 6-star.
See your face, brother, what you saying, start praying. Who you looking at, like you really got something to say. What you gonna do, who is you, we don't know your name. Where you coming from, we run the
Wall-to-wall flower, frost, and full-on grow action. Let's get into it. Psst, if you don't subscribe yet, make sure and do that now. Tons of dope content dropping this year. But first, time to show some love to the fam. Here's the winner from last month's vlog comment section giveaway. Big shout out to AC Infinity for keeping the gear flowing. And remember, drop a comment below to enter next month's draw.
Alright, so here we go, picking our winner from the last vlog. Comment section, load her up. Pick a winner. 3, 2, 1. Huge congrats, Fireplace12391. Nice video, fire emoji. Heck yeah, thanks for supporting the channel. You just won yourself a $100 gift certificate on AC Infinity to use for any grow gear that you might want to get. I'm going to reach out to you in the comment section or reach out to me at info@homegrowtv.com. So a huge thanks again to AC Infinity for sponsoring these videos, giving back to the community. And remember guys, code HomeGrowTV to get yourself a discount and help support the channel. Much love everybody, back to the episode. Here we are, buddy. A little early morning. We're gonna bring down some more castings to the greenhouse. All right, so the plan this morning, we're gonna throw in an extra 2 bags per bed as we are in day, I think 14 flower right now. We'll take you guys through a little walkthrough here in a sec. Wow, everything is starting its first flowers, that's for sure. Whoa, the mojitos are now finally popping with some white buds on purple stems. Wow, so we're just loading the first bags of soil into the beds and we realized 2 things, guys. Number 1, a bunch of the guela papayas, you probably can't even see it on this camera, maybe you can, are pink pistils, which we've seen on the indoor as well. Any of the papaya leaning phenos, like this number 17 right here is ridiculous, bro. So these pink pistils, indoor, it's looking crazy. Number 17, guela papaya, is absolutely beautiful, leaning really on that papaya side and nice. And then the second thing we realized is we gotta start working smarter, not harder. Use a shovel, bro. I was breaking my back just getting the first bed done. We're switching over to shovel. The guela papayas are looking beautiful. Oh, mira este, bro. The number 22 as well on the guela papayas. Crazy pink pistils. El 22, looking good, dude. Day 14 flower on all the swales. Yeah, it's grande, huh? Structure's big, dude.
Falta un poquito más de maduración, pero también tira esos pistilitos rosados.
Wow, dude. I love doing greenhouse work. You just, when you're ripped mid-work, and you get distracted by the beauty of the plants, man. Let's get back to work, but in a sec, we'll talk about our ventilation, which we finally got some airflow up in here, guys. almost midway through, but I don't know if you can see that. In the distance is a crazy rainstorm coming. That is gnarly. 4 beds left to do, so maybe we are halfway. But with 2 40-kilo bags, we've managed to get quite a bit down in there. We're gonna come back and spread it out after. As you can see our castings, there's definitely a lot of other organic matter and stuff in here. But either way, I know it's gonna help us through. Even though everything's looking perfect, dude. It's crazy how good everything's looking in here right now. So I was hoping to be able to do a quick little walkthrough today through the beds. I don't know if we'll get to. Priority number 1 is get all those castings in the bed, and then hopefully when the sun comes back out, I'll take you guys out. Either way, we got a ton more stuff to do today. Seeds got germinated, so we're gonna get those planted, and it's gonna be a fun day in the garden today. Oh boy, it is raining in here. Crazy. Okay, we're about to hop into StreamYard right here and do a consultation call. So yeah, we just came in from the greenhouse and we're gonna hop on a quick video call here with Mike Chang from Grower's House. He's on the consultation team and a hella knowledgeable dude. My goal is to pick his brain and concrete what we're gonna do for the outdoor irrigation, which I think is gonna be like a moderation from what we did in the indoor, just expanding it to the outdoor, but I wanna show him pictures and actually confirm and see what's up. What's up, Mike? I'm vlogging it here today if you wanna say what's up to the vlog. I'm just gonna put little snippets in here and there, but I basically broke it down to everyone that you guys are helping me kind of wrap my head around a bunch of things in the grow.
But like, if you could schedule it so like 3 out of the 5 irrigation events throughout the week are just water.
Yeah.
And then
I appreciate you.
have a good rest of your day.
You too, bro.
Later.
Wow, that was extremely informative. Looks like it's time to get building, but general walkout of it, a lot of really good tips as far as like how we're setting it up. I don't want to give away too much. I guess you're going to see it get built, but huge shout out to Mike and the whole Growers House team, their consulting team. Unbelievable. What a wealth of knowledge. I probably saved us a few weeks worth of mistakes and definitely a few $100s worth of things that we were going to get that just weren't necessary. So right on, now let's go inside and plant some of these seeds.
In the last episode, we harvested and cleared out the CO2 room, which meant it was time to pop a new batch of fire. First up, Symbiotic Genetics, Kiyomi, which is a cross of Z2 to Mimosa. Foam Party from James Loud. This is a cross of Soap to a Z back cross. A breeder we've been hearing about for a long time, but yet to try, Tiki Madman. We grabbed the ice cream cake and one of the most exclusive packs we've had our hands on. The Hyperchrome Panther Runts. Only 300 packs ever made. This is a cross of Y8 to Lemon Cherry Sherbet. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really excited for this hunt. Last but not least, we popped 50 plus Watermelon Emoji S1 as a germination test and to be able to do a fun hunt through 15 plus phenos. So all that is for the CO2. Now it was time to pop some fun things for the outdoor guerrilla grow style. We decided to pop 2 crosses with Punto Rojo in them. One from Greenhouse Seeds, the Cloud Walker, which is a Punta Roja cross to Mendo Breath. Then the OGs from Colombia, Black Tuna, with their Punto Rojo 2.0. I've personally seen the Punto Rojo that Black Tuna works with, and it's definitely a true land race.
From original Punto Rojos up there, right? And it's that old school uplifting, very, very uplifting flower.
A few days later, the beans were ready and it was time to plant.
Well, good morning, everybody. We're back. It's officially mail call. These just came in right now. Total of 4 of the AC Infinity floor/wall fans. Definitely heavy duty. One of the key things we were missing for the greenhouse. So we're gonna get these out to the greenhouse right now. And it's day 20 flower in there, so we got some work to do. All right, let's get these clones out. So yeah, the general process for how we're doing everything, backing everything up from the greenhouse for this pheno hunt. First, we clone them with the organoplugs. We're having great success with the organoplugs. Then they get put into a tiny little transparent plastic cup, which I'll show you guys in a sec. Then they go into transplant into this when they need it. And then from this, they go into this little bag to do as many little transplants as possible to save space. It's always gonna keep that plant nice and healthy with each transplant. It's always just a little bit more explosion. And honestly, we have another like 30 days until we're really gonna start to see winners and not, at least. And then including, you know, the dry phase, the testing phase and all that. So we gotta keep mothers alive for at least probably another 2 months. So with a lot of mini transplants, one stage into the next with each smaller little pots, it's gonna kind of help us save that space, not transplant huge right away, and just keep them always happy and healthy with each transplant. Woo! Good morning, ladies. Brought some ventilation for you. Check it out. 4 brand new 14-inch wall and floor fans for the greenhouse. The idea, we're gonna put them down these rows on the floor level, kind of pushing the air up and out that way, keeping everything kind of circulating. But this isn't the only ventilation in here, guys. Check it out. We haven't talked about these yet. So we got 6, I think those are like 22, maybe 24-inch oscillating greenhouse fans. So we source these locally. Bro, look at that cloud, man. It's gonna rain again. We source these locally here in Colombia, as there's a lot of greenhouses. Ended up wiring them all up, going into that power box. So this is really helping with the circulation and just the airflow right now. You're seeing some of the ladies dancing. We've been working on the positioning over the last few days to make sure nothing's too hard. Like over in this mojito bed here. Let's see how the plants move. Okay. And that's from this right here. So we got 6 of them, 1 almost in each corner, and then we got 2 in the middle. And this one there, we're gonna position the other way on this pole instead. But for day 20, everything's looking really nice. So we've had the big ventilators in for about a week now. Better late than never. Would have been nice to have these earlier in veg, but the plants are already responding splendidly to it, strengthening up, dancing in the wind. So far, we've been really lucky with no pests, major mold, or anything like that. And I don't know if you guys have seen in the last few updates, but like had quite a few days of rain. We're getting bursts of sun, but nothing consistent yet. I'm really hoping that comes towards the end of flower, which would be perfect timing. We'll take a deep dive through the plants probably tomorrow or the next day when Mr. Q is gonna come for a visit. We're gonna do a final toke test on everything from the CO2 and then a deep dive through everything in the greenhouse. So before he comes, because it's day 20, it's time to start clearing up the bottom, lollipopping. Brian's already got a pretty good start on a lot of this stuff, like these chicken and waffles right here from Humboldt Seed Company. It's already looking nice, really cleaned up. Comparatively to this bed, this is what it was looking like. So we got to come in here, clear out all this bottom growth, stuff like this, and just clear it out in here. I will say, there's already some things that are standing out for being so early in a flower and having so much frost.
This that shit to make them all go dummy. Now I got bread, they all want something from me. Showing like pros, man, I told them that it's money. And I own my own bars just like it's always sunny. Ugh, thought she said something to me. We were never friends, told them I am not your buddy. Now they all call, I got some buzz like.
And and it's crazy, dude. We'll see it again more in detail, but look at the chicken and waffles bed. She's come back in full swing, dude. Just as tall as the other beds, just as dark green, happy, healthy, looking beautiful. But yeah, let's get to the trimming up the bottom on this bed here.
It's got too many flows. Checks coming in, got too many O's. Remember in the past, had too many lows. Now when I look around, got too many bros. Don't like to spend it, I told them I'll save it. Now that I'm here, dog, I seen it, they hate it. I'm making hits like I'm running those bases, and they taking shots, bro, I know that they faded. This that shit to make them all go dummy. Now I got bread, they all want something from me. Showing like pros, man, I told them that it's money, and I own my own bars just like it's always sunny.
Wow, there it is. Between Brian and I, it took us about an hour and 20 minutes to finish the entire bed. There's all the remnants of everything left and that we defoliated. Basic lollipop, not too much off the top. So this entire bed here is everything Seedsman, the Gorilla Runts, the Guava Root GMO. Then we got our mutant plants from Shadowborn, our Pungent Punch, and then all of our greenhouse seed stuff along with the Wallapini. Looks really good. Total transformation down here. Cleaned right up. This is really gonna help us in prevention for powdery mildew, different issues and pests and different things hanging out down there. Again, everything's pretty clean. You know, we took off that bottom third, pretty much left everything on the top canopy, other than a few like just obvious fan leaves that might have been blocking anything. Maybe grab some of these here and there, open up the canopy a little bit. Again, it will dive in deeper into each one of the beds and the strains and everything when Q comes by in the next day or two, but everything's looking perfectly healthy. And Kronk Nutrients, the organic line, which is in pre-release right now, everything we've been using in the full greenhouse, as well as our last harvest in the CO2, was pure organics, which is Kronk's brand new organic nutrient line. It's all available for pre-order right now on the website. So for those looking to go organic and they're indoor or they're outdoor, check out Pure Organics. So far, we're really happy with the results. Things are dark green. It's one of the major reasons why beds like this chicken and waffles, which was looking kind of hurting at the start, is now bounced fully back. Crazy, dude. Vintage Blueberry Freak, Banana Freaks are looking great. As far as aromas on the trim of everything, Pungent Punch, unreal. Smelling already. It's only day 20. The stack on it's beautiful. And then everything Seedsman, crushing it out, dude. Look at this guava root. The stack on this is gonna be nuts. Right on. We'll get all this cleaned up here. Quick little debate, quick little coffee, get this cleaned up. And then we're gonna head inside. I'm gonna show you guys all the clones and everything backed up from every single one of the beds. Show you how that's going, as it's a very important process, especially because we're pheno hunting most of this, right? Stuff like everything Ridgeline, you know, this is a full-on pheno hunt. We are planning to find the best lands. And then the Ridgeline, the Cheetah Piss cross, possible. This is gonna be a killer strain that Columbia really needs to have. And God, they're looking massive. Holy smokes. I can almost not walk through the lanes in here, but we'll take a deeper dive here in the next day or two. Let's head inside and take a look at the clones. All right, welcome to the clone room. And a little bit about what I was talking at the beginning of the day. We start in these little cups here. So we start with the plugs from Organoplugs. Then those get put into these baby little cups. And within the next few days, we'll put these into these red cups. And I know it's a ton of work, but really we're just trying to keep things moving, transplanting, never letting anything get root stagnant. These are already ready for another water. But this is everything from the greenhouse, you know, stuff that we're pheno hunting, like the Trichome Beasts, the Battle Royales, everything Ridgeline, all the Cheetah Piss, Lance, Ridge Lion crosses. So they look good in here for a few days, but eventually they're going to start to yellow out, and that's why we transplant them right away. Because if you don't, you wait too long, then this happens, and this you never really want to happen. Most of these are going to get thrown out. We already took better copies, but the idea is they stay green like this, never turn into a yellow like this. That's why anything that is in about this size, after a week or two, we put them into a little bit of a bigger bag, which I'll show you outside. So yeah, everything pheno hunt greenhouse so far going good. We're only missing a few of the clones, and we also have backups at Mr. Q's place. Very important when you're pheno hunting, you got everything backed up. You don't have to re-veg anything. In the greenhouse, it'd be next to impossible. But let's talk about something cool and exciting. Here's all of our new little babies. They're just in tiny little cups. We got to give it under some stronger light. But this is all of the Punto Rojo from black tuna. So you guys have been asking for a long time for us to do something land race. Well, here it is. We got about 20 regular seeds of the Punto Rojo Volume 2 from black tuna. That's pretty darn exciting, guys, not gonna lie. I don't know if it's as exciting as what we got down here. So down here we have all the watermelon emoji S1, all the homemade seeds that we created. 100% sprout rate, doing really good. And then we popped some other stuff from a new breeder we've never tried before, Tiki Madman, the Hyperchrome Runts. And then we tried popping some stuff here from Symbiotic, but literally nothing ended up germinating yet. Not even one, which kind of sucks. Ice cream cake also from Tiki. We didn't get much of a germination either. So it looks like this is all going to be going into the CO2, and it looks like the CO2 went from 4 different strains down to 2, and we're going to be doing a lot of the watermelon emoji S1 to test it out, and then this Hyperchrome super limited edition from Tiki. Oh yeah, and this is crazy. We popped a bunch more than we needed of our first homemade seeds, the S1, and anything that we didn't germinate, I just left in here, thinking it was going to die, dude, and look, they fully shot out. Like, the roots aren't even covered. This is insane. So we just wanted to do a germination test, everything 100% sprouted, and really healthy, fresh, good seed, man. That's sick. And everything else here in the AC, kind of put together. Propagation area is working really good. Humidifier has been cranking over the last few months flawlessly. And then also the Terraform 7 has been working really good to keep everything controlled with our temps. So it has been rainy, and I guess the only benefit to being rainy is it's been easier to work in here. That's for sure. Oh, dude, look at that huge storm coming. Oh, man. Brian, I bring you life. Cobra Brian's got the transplants going on. These are the baby little pots we were talking about. Show me some of them roots, bro. What do we got? I don't know what this is. Like, it's 1.5 gallon. I don't think it's quite 2. Maybe it's a 1 gallon bag. Looking solid. And we're back to vegging out here. But here we are. Back again, bouncing back a bunch of our mother plants. Baby Yoda, Don Mega Classic, the Mojitos, the red stem Mojitos. So we're bringing them all back to health. And then this is everything from the greenhouse that needs to be bounced back to health, and backups in case we find any winners from the greenhouse. You guys will see. I know some of them are looking pretty hurting right now. Give it 2 weeks and these are all going to be what we call out of control.
Numbers keep growing like what's on the dash. Draw me the Addy, I pull it a mess. Dressed in a white tee, I bought it a Gap.
Oh, what is up, my Schwales? Oh my God, guys. Welcome to the Schwale tent, day 48 flower, the last day of week 7, and I believe going into week 8 flower tomorrow, officially in late flower. Wow. Oh my God, this is the Guela papaya side. We're finally getting our first purple. We're seeing some unbelievable frost. 17 to 22, yeah, 13 back there looks great. I mean, they all look really, really good. Today we're gonna do a quick little terp check and try and time that final flower photo session, dive into the macro and see if we can actually take a look at the trichomes and compare to the website on Schwale. Oh, to the naked eye, there's some terp frosty complexities going on. We'll check out the Guela papayas on terps, but first let's go look at the BOPs. Whoa. Oh my God, it is literally exploding out of the tent. Whoa. So the BOP is a little bit more top heavy, or at least a little bit flimsier of a stem. Overall though, really open buds. Number 10, looking good, dude. Oh, I can't wait to do a terp check on this. So I'm excited now being in late flower to be able to look at the terps on these BOPs. They've been nice throughout, but I know we're gonna be heading into prime time right now. When I pull up Schwale's website, right, the description is banana, orange, pineapple. The favorite pheno is a tropical juice bomb tasting like a ripe smoothie. So that's essentially what we've been looking for as well on this. Let's see, a bottom nug. Okay, delicious, a little bit more funky, fruity as well. But wow, this number 10, bro. Oh, that is good. Yeah, this one's more that dirty funk. Comes from more of that diamond gland side. God, I really want to support these buds, man. We should get some line and pull up a few of these buds. So wow, both sides looking really good right now. The guelra papayas are holding their weight. I'd say a lot better than the BOPs, but the frost level in the BOPs, ridiculous. These guelra papayas also look so good, dude. This number 22 is looking great. This one down here, this little midget's turning out crazy, bro. And the purple is definitely coming out. Here's the BOPs. This one is super purple. This was our tall stretcher. And man, I don't know why I make it so hard on myself and don't do scrog. Like all of our leaning issues would be easily solved if we did scrog them out. Honestly, it's to be able to bring them out into the studio at the end, but more and more I do this, I'm really starting to think we're going to end up eventually just doing full scrogs in here, if not at least in the CO2. I don't know. My idealistic world, we're growing such perfect, sturdy little plants that we can bring into the studio that don't fall over. We can get that full plant kind of rotation shot, which I love so much, just to see the structure of it. It's really hard when you get these super tall stretchers. Makes you really just want to scrog everything out. So this number 17 is the one that's also given us the pink pistils. And the terps we're looking for on this are those tropical fruits to earthy chemical melon flavors. Oh, I can hear the watering system going on right now on the swales are feeding right now. But the terp check on this is definitely funky, earthy. That is insane. Big trichome heads all the way down to the bottom. Just feeling these. I cannot wait to get these in the macro and actually check them out, because these look frosty, dude. So overall, we can see, looking at the guelra papayas on the feed, a lot of them handled it really well, and then a few are definitely a little bit deficient. We are starting to slow down nutrition and going to be cutting it off practically in week 8, just following Kronk's nutrition plan. But a few of these definitely, if we were running just this pheno, could have handled a bit more, I would say, throughout. These papaya leaning phenos over here definitely are handling nutrition easier. BOPs did really good on nutrition, I'd say, overall between all the phenos. This one being our darkest purple, the other one in the corner as well, very similar. That's looking beautiful. Wow. So as far as changes in here today, I think I'm gonna go grab some of the garden wire, hang these up, these ones that are falling over. Hang up any buds that are kind of leaning over. These ones by the door especially, so we stop hitting them anytime we open the door. And then the other thing, the humidity has been really high right in here for late flower. So I'm gonna bring the big dehu in and probably put the big dehu right here just for the last week of flower. It should have been in here earlier, but it's been busy elsewhere in the grow. But wow, this is looking good, dude. So not ideal, but it'll do. The buds are standing once again, and I'm gonna finish out beautifully up in here. Beautiful swale, looking good, ladies. See you in a few days. And way to go, guelra papaya. You ladies are doing perfect. Keep doing your thing. I love you.
All right, really cool. If we hop into our Pulse dashboard here, this is where we track all of our metrics, see everything that's happening on a day-to-day basis, whether it be batch tracking and seeing what day we are in flower, what our soil VWC is, when things need to get fed, and how the overall environment is. So all the monitors we use and track with are Pulse. I thought it was really cool the fact that we could see that clearly humidity was spiking far too much and really high, and there was a definite need for a dehumidifier. As you'll see in a sec, we install one and you can see the difference just tracking over the last few weeks. At least our spikes are not nearly as high. There's still some work to do, but right now, for example, we're maintaining at least 50% in there, which is perfect for late flower. Right now it's day 55. And then when comparing the BOPs and the guelra papaya, it was cool to be able to dive into the different monitors, and that tall stretcher is feeding way heavier, as you would expect, compared to the guelra papayas, which are maintaining a really good feed cycle and dry back period. So far, all the pulse monitors have definitely been crucial since automating the grow, just to let us know when it is that things are too dry or if temps got too hot. You can set your triggers, and this is the actual dashboard where we control all the feedings and automations for the entire grow or one-time feeds. So for anyone thinking of getting grow monitors or looking to automate their grow, keep track of things, or just get alerts when you're out of the house, check out pulsegrow.com and make sure and use code HomeGrowTV when you guys are checking out. We've been using Pulse for years now, and it's been the whole reason we've been able to even get into automating and scaling our grow. So enough said there. Let me know in the comments if you guys ever want me to dive into any metrics in specific or expand on this more and more on every episode. Now let's take a dive through the 2x4. So this is our Super Lemon Haze crossed to RS11 from Greenhouse Seeds that we got from Seedsman. And I gotta say, wow, that is some major frost. Major frost on here. Alright, so wow, super frosty, but I will say density not so much. They're not huge buds. It's definitely leaning on the RS11 side because this no way looks like Super Lemon Haze, like whatsoever. Looks like a totally different strain. Wow, very good. Definitely RS11. Oh my god, a really good RS11 at that. Total sure monster, man. Oh, this right here, guys, is going to be a delicacy to be able to toke. But the returns, I can tell this is going to be one of the smallest yielding 2x4s I think we've ever had, but one of the most impressive RS11 sherbs we've ever had, that's for sure. God.
Let's end this conversation now. You know you can't hear what I'm saying. I'm out here just playing. I love you just for...
Like, I don't think it's anything we've done growing wise, because things look super frosty. I think just genetically it's a very small producer, because realistically the whole 2x4 has been getting the exact same nutrients as everything Schwale, and the size on these Schwales is way bigger, that's for sure. But I will say the terps are amazing. I think Mr. Q is absolutely gonna love this. It's what he calls that crazy American gas. A true RS11 indeed, but we're not getting much of the Super Lemon Haze at all, to be honest. Like, I don't know, maybe that'll translate through when we actually toke it, but on the terp check right now, God, it is a creamy, crazy sherb rocker. Oh, that's gonna be a pungent toke for sure. We are getting our first purple I see in there as well. Again, I'm super impressed by the frost level. I'm just shocked at the density of them. It's definitely not huge and definitely not leaning on the Super Lemon Haze, but I mean, what can I say about that, dude? I cannot complain about that frost. And hey, look, if we get a few ounces of some solid top 10 out of 10 toke, I would be okay with these small little producers, you know what I mean? Like, if the smoke is there, the effects are there, then I'll be stoked on this. But I'd be lying to you if I was saying I wasn't hoping for a little bit more infusion with that Super Lemon Haze, a little bit more on the lemon hazy side, or at least a mixture with a good RS11 balance. But this is, all three phenos are very heavy leaning on that RS11. Again, I'm not complaining, the terps are amazing, the frost is ridiculous. Better hope is the 10 out of 10 on the smoke. That's the only way it's worth it. Like, this thing's crazy, bro. It's just tiny, but it's so frosty. Nothing much to change on this one. I mean, feeding's been going good. It's definitely time to cut it down. Yeah, they're no more than a week out, ready for harvest. It'll be time to reset this tent and get something else in here. So now is the time. Let me know what you guys want to see in the 2x4. I'm definitely interested to see these trichomes on the macro lens, that's for sure. I'm actually really stoked on these terps though. God, man, that is a really good representation of that RS11. Like, that's why I got this strain too. I wanted to see RS11. Hoping for some more lemon on the smoke check. We'll know. Overall, tent's been performing really good though. We have the Evo 3 set to 6,
which has been more than enough. 6 inches to a foot on this side over there. Feeding, slowly they've been doing less and less, but they've been handling the nutrients just perfect from Kronk Nutrients here on everything. Again, I don't think it's anything we did in the environment. The environment's been pretty solid. I know we've got high humidity right now, but let me know your guys' thoughts on bud structure like this. Is this strictly the RS11, or is there something in the environment? I'd find it hard to believe because the 4x8's been getting everything the exact same as far as treatment and everything else. But like, God, dude, even the stems are frosted out. This is crazy. With these terps and this frost, if this was a little bit bigger, I would immediately be freaking out and be like, I think we got a winner after we actually test it out to see. But I have a feeling this is just gonna be a crazy toke, man. I want to do a good job on the dry on the cure on this because I think this is gonna be something special, bro. Okay, so we set this and the new addition, the D-hue in here. As you can see, it's been really high for all the flowers, so this should help majorly. Definitely, like, temp, it's just totally in the way. It'd be amazing to have like good D-hue in here somewhere, but down the road, step by step. For now, the moist swell. Well, let's give them a few more days, ripen up, and we'll see you for harvest and final photos in the studio, ladies. Look at this, dude. Grow Bro Brian, ready to rock and roll.
Ready.
What's up, boys?
Today is we're gonna go pretty hard at it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Ready.
Please.
You brought clones today?
Yeah.
Here in the car or what?
They're right there in the.
What?
They're hidden there in the
Q
field.
brought clones?
I'll be right back. This is the BOP number 24. If this turns out to be a winner, it's all thanks to Alejandro because this would otherwise have been missed.
Beautiful.
But this is the BBSF number 9. Look at those roots,
Ooh,
buddy.
barf breath.
What the hell is that?
Whoa, dude. Way to go, guys. Looking good, man. And brought him to the paddle sesh. Whoa. The Hotbox crew.
Learned a lot again today. Every hour that we come and play, I feel like we learn something new. So, wow, just today was extra hot.
All right, we're back at the house, and we got some major work ahead of us here. Check this out.
Time to roll up Deweys.
So here's everything, Q, right in front of you from the CO2 room, first harvest. You got some major work ahead of you, bro.
But these are fucking huge, dude. How did you do that?
Yeah, that's CO2. I'm hooked. First run, I think we're only going to get better from here, to be honest, guys. But we got everything lined up, and we're going to go through.
Talked about this before, and we came to the conclusion, let's just have a quick scan over the flowers first. Select just on visuals, smell, and first impressions, bag appeal, our top 6. Then really start rolling and smoking them, whatever you want, and then decide what is your top 3. And you're gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, Grow Bro Brian is gonna do it, and Alejandro. So we're gonna use different noses, different eyes, different people to make sure that we have a nice general good overview and we don't miss any flowers, because it's easy for us to say, okay, we're not going to smoke this one, but maybe for another person it is the gem, it is the special strain they have been looking for. So
Whoa.
I think it's very important. Oh,
Well, that was a close call. We almost lost all the buds on the floor.
that was going to be a party killer.
No, good call, Q. So let's take a little visual walk through as we would normally, find what we think are some favorites, get our noses in some, and then start hand picking some of our favorites.
The nuts are hard, really hard as rocks. There's a little bit of garlic in there as well.
That's a 910 or 901 number 4.
901 number 4, definitely approved on first sight. I think I found one of my top 6 strains.
Nice.
Ooh. Ooh, oh, crack, crack, crack. You hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And then the musky, funky smell comes out. All these flowers are so hard. They're so dense, rock hard. It's incredible. All of them.
These two are interesting, the 910 and then the 904, and I think especially on effects once we get there, but dive into that, bro.
Oh, wow. It smells like chips. Smells like food. Then this one was the huge one. Whoa, it also smells good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went up to smoke just because of the potential of the bud size. Like, we got to see what's in there.
There's a little bit of blueberry in it. Like, it smells a bit like the blueberry cupcake and stuff like that.
We're all going to do a few little laps around, pick our top 6 that we like, that we think deserve to be rolled into a doobie. Although everything deserves to get rolled into a doobie, and it will. We're just going to be diving into the ones that are most standing out and finding those winners. So let's hit this.
We did the first test on the Purple Pro, which is a machine that you can get at home to analyze your flowers, at least the cannabinoids, not the terpenes, but the cannabinoids. And so the Purple Pro says this genetic 905 number 2 is 21% of THC.
You'll see a lot of letters here on different ones. We've all kind of found our favorites. We found our 5, and now rolling up. We've got everything identified. So doobie number 1 is 905 number 2. So glad we have this clone. So we definitely got ripped, and it looks like on average 0 number 1, Pink Paloma number 4, we're in the top 2 of everyone. What's up, guys? We're back, and it's another day of greenhouse tour with Mr. Q.
We're gonna have a good tour today.
Let's go, dude. Let's hop right in and jump into each one of the beds, bed by bed. This is the first time we're gonna see them in flower, bro. You ready?
It's the first time we have a full greenhouse in flower, because before there were just small little plants here and there. This time we have real beds, real batches of the same strain. So, bro, I'm so excited.
Let's get in there.
Whoa.
Welcome to the greenhouse, brother.
Buddy, what is this? Is this a dream coming true or what?
Yeah, bro, isn't this nuts? Look at the growth on everything in here, bro. This entire bed, Tarong has number 1, looking even, because it's all clones. But what a change since last time you were here, huh?
Dude, this is incredible. It's exactly what I was dreaming of and more. I mean, look at this. This is just one strain, one bed, one batch of one pheno, the Toronjas. And it's looking incredible. How green is this greenhouse? I mean, what? First of all, big shout out to Grow Bro Brian. Amazing work.
Right here, he's actually running behind the scenes audio and double checking, making sure the entire shot's good.
Wow.
And not only that, but took care of the whole greenhouse.
Wow, incredible. Look how many flowers, how many bud sites we have here in this greenhouse. It's incredible. Wow. It smells more candy than tangy at the moment, but I know at the end she will smell much more tangy.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Day 22 in flower since we turned off. Yeah, just finished 3 weeks, going into week 4 right now. So overall, like, what do you think looking at the structure, the amount of frost has started on some of them, bro? Tarong has.
I can see a nice and big internodal space in general. And I think I know why that is. As you might have seen in this episode, the last weeks it has been raining a lot. The last months it has been raining a lot. We got a couple hours of sunlight, and then the clouds come and it just rains, and it doesn't rain a little bit. Like the skies just opened up and it's just pouring and pouring water. So clearly it hasn't been the best weather for this type of grow. But summer is coming, and after these weeks of rain, now finally we're going to have warmer days, longer days, and of course more sunlight.
Yeah, hopefully some more sunlight, bro.
So I think it was good that now we had a big internodal space. The plants were stretching out a little bit for that sunlight. And so we have a big internodal space, which will help us in the future to not have too dense and stacked flowers. So we don't have too fast molds. Otherwise, you know, with the humidity here in the nights, it goes up to 90 to 100%. So of course, it's very easy to get some mold. But with this internodal space, I think we have a chance of really making good flowers to wash after into live rosin.
Yeah.
That's the goal of this batch, right? This is what we're gonna do here?
Yeah, exactly, bro. All these clones look pretty parallel, would you say?
Yeah, they look all exactly the same.
All right, but come over on this side and look at this thing right here, bro, because something I think is going on here with this pheno.
Yeah, look at the internodal space. It's totally different. Also, the shape of the leaves.
I don't think this is toronjas. Get in there and look at that, bro. 'Cause
No.
that looks totally different than everything else in this bed.
Ooh, wow. This one already smells more tangy. What is this?
Bro, my theory is that maybe it's the black Lebanon, which, you know, we'll see. We'll definitely know by the end of flower.
Oh, but yeah, if you look at it from far, yeah, clearly all the others are different. And then this one, the flower shape, the plant shape is totally different. And it looks 100 like indica, you know, it's faster. It has a shorter internodal space.
Yeah.
Pointy leaves, but small leaves in comparison with the sativas that have these huge Jurassic Park leaves.
Yeah.
So, maybe we made a mistake here.
Yeah, but it'd be cool to see alongside all of her toronjas sisters over here. Looking really good, bro. The bed behind you, you're gonna see a major difference from the last time you seen her.
Even more bud sides, you know, like this one stretched out nicely. Also very wide, goes a little bit over the beds. This one is going more up, a lot of bud sides, purple branches. That can only mean one thing, mojito of greenhouse seeds.
Right, but look how interesting it is, bro. This is the first time we've ever seen any green on it after stretch. All the stretches stretched out fully green.
Wow.
Everywhere.
Just the leaves not. The base of the leaf is basically still purple, but yeah, you're right, the branches completely turned green. That's interesting. And in veg and in clone phase, we always see these purple stems, right? Wow, that means she's really loving it here. She's loving it outdoors or in your greenhouse. She's loving the vibe, and I think she's gonna produce a lot. Looks like it's a faster flowering plant than the toronjas.
Yeah, bro.
Many bud sites. Yeah.
So many bud sites, dude. This is perfect and like just perfectly even, huh? The whole canopy, look at it.
Yeah, well, a little bit higher here and there.
Yeah, yeah.
But in general, yeah, I mean, the difference is not that much. And remember that there we had a little bit less soil and then here a bit more, but I heard you did some top dressing.
Yeah, dude, we did some top dressing. We got 80 kilos of castings in each bed.
Nice, so very nutrient dense top dressing.
Look at these, though, man. They're already frosting it up. Ooh. These mojitos.
So we're gonna have a couple kilos of mojito. Once we put it into jars, of course, they're gonna be what, a couple 100 grams of premium hash, because we know this hash turns out really good. And we're not even talking about the live rosin yet. Just the hash that comes out of it is already gold.
Right? Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm very happy about? The height of the plants. Oosh. This is like the perfect height to work at. Cutting a branch here, cutting a branch there. I was really scared that they were gonna stretch out even more. But look, we passed 3 weeks of flowers. Now they're not gonna stretch anymore. This is the final height, more or less. We'll maybe come up to here, but you know, no major stretching anymore.
Yeah, bro.
So that's great, Mom. That's because of your scrognet.
The scrognet, the topping timing we did was perfect. You know, like remember that top we did when we were here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did a good top on that scrognet. But yeah, dude, like she's a nice height right here.
Yeah, we did that topping quite aggressive. I remember said, you know, we don't need to be scared, especially at this part, because this is gonna be so much bigger no matter what than the ones up on the top. Because these, you know, they were bigger when we started. They were already clones. The others were seedlings. They were much smaller. They had some issues there. So they needed time to recover, and these were fucking exploding. So we really cut down more than half of the height. And I feel like that was a really good choice, so it doesn't, they don't become plants like this.
Yeah.
And then you can barely check them. Yeah, here it changes.
Yeah, dude.
From one to the other. Oh, can already see it and smell it. This is the number 22.
Yeah, this is
watermelon
the
emoji.
Bro. Well on her way in a flower here. She's doing good, dude.
Look how thick those stems are. You can just see that they are branching up strong. They don't need any support. They're just going high on life. Much bigger leaves, right? Much bigger leaves than the indica there that we saw, the black Lebanon.
Yeah.
These are like, you know, bigger leaves. I would almost call them Jurassic Park leaves, and this is just, you know, one of the smaller ones. But also good on the foliage. You know, I feel like especially with these big ventilators, wind can get in, sun can get in. I see, you know, I can see the soil. It's nice, it's good. We don't want them too skinny either, like I said, because of the regulation of the temperature.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, it does get hot here, so it does need some shade points here and there so the plant can regulate. And then also look at the backside, no bugs or anything, nothing is eating the leaves, no molds, no, how can you say, the fungus.
Looking good, dude.
So that's incredible. For outdoor grow where it has been raining every day, I mean, that's pretty incredible. That means that in the daytime, when the sun is out and it just burns everything that is around here, just naturally.
This right here, my friend, is the ridge lion, the cheetah piss crossed to Lance.
Wow.
Look how full the bed is, bro.
Wow, they're so different also than the others, you know, they go a little bit everywhere, sideways and up here. They definitely look different. Wow, there's gonna be a lot here. Oof, they exploded, huh?
Yeah, dude.
They love this climate.
They love it in here, bro.
Much shorter internodal space. Looks like this might just stack up, which is fun to see, but also brings its own little problems. And when it's that humid and the flower is going to be super dense and big, this is incredible. Oh wow, it has a lot of the limonene in it and some caryophyllene, some gassy tints. Delicious.
You know what we're gonna find in here? I guarantee it, bro. We're gonna find a Lance leaning pheno that's a little bit more resistant. It's gonna be purple, beautiful, and it's gonna have some of that cheetah piss resistance, bro, with the Lance toque. Yeah, this thing's nuts. This is definitely shaping up to be one of the fullest beds. Look at the pheno right behind you, bro.
Wow.
This one right here, and there's a few others, have purple leaves starting at the bottom right away.
Wow.
That's right where they started. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
And that's exactly where they start. Obviously, I'm sure the rest of it's going to go purple, but a lot of the other ones are just fully green. And it's every one, and then you'll find another pheno deeper down. That's
Yeah, here, look how much side branching is happening here as well. How many bud sides there are everywhere. I think there's going to be fast flowering plants. And also these didn't stretch out as much in the height as the others, which makes them very good for indoor growth. This is exactly what we're looking for when you're breeding for those indoor plants. Fast flowering, nice and stocky, how do you say that? Like,
yeah, nice and short.
and look, that's one of the traits that you've been mentioning on your social media. These long stems before reaching to the leaves.
Yeah,
Something we see a lot here.
the stack on this bed is crazy, bro.
Brings me back to California,
Yeah,
to the tour of Ridgeline Farms with Jason.
right?
One to remember, legendary tour.
Yeah,
And
bro.
it's just those beds all looked so perfect, no? And then here, bam, what happened, buddy? What is this? Look,
Yeah.
there and there, it goes out of their beds, basically going wild, man, wild.
Yeah, they're huge.
Whoa.
So right beside you on the other side, bro, the sun just coming down on these beauties right now. This is the Lance
The Lance.
F2.
I was just gonna say, this bed looks so, they all look the same, it looks very stable, this genetic. I feel like here we have better space and the plants are enjoying it. Like look at how
Yeah.
much more buds it already shaped.
So definitely longer internodal spacing on all the Lance F2, like right away once you see it compared to the cheetah piss.
Yeah, they're shorter, more
Yeah.
stacky, also like faster.
Yeah,
Here the Lance a little bit more sativa type, bigger internodal spacing. And we look at this and just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nodes. And there on half a foot we have 6 nodes, something like that.
yeah.
And those two look like exactly the same. They almost look like clones. And there again is like a lot of similarities. Like these feel
Right.
much more stable. They're all praying, eh? They're all
Everything's
praying. They're
praying.
loving life.
Hard, bro. It's praying hard up in here right now.
Did they get some silica?
Yep, they get silica often with, that is inside of the armadillo armor from Kronk,
Oh, nice.
which goes perfect with the organic lines because it's organic as well.
Yeah, I feel like you can see it. Also, like the branches are strong. You know, they're not too thick, but strong and vigorous, and the plants are all praying up to the sunlight, which is exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And now it's already, you know, the later hours of the afternoon, so usually they're not praying that much anymore. And not too high again. Love it. It was a good timing, guys, and that's thanks to you, because we asked in the comments, when do you want us to start flowering these plants, and most of you guys said, no, wait another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Thought it was going to be an overkill, but no, you guys were right.
Yeah.
And this is the result.
We waited another 4 weeks. Gave them the time each bed really wanted and deserved, and I think we're seeing great results right now. Like, just everything's so healthy, bro.
I mean, look at it. Just a random leaf here, no? Random leaf.
Yeah.
Just look at it.
It's perfect.
And the backside, you know, you don't see a point, you don't see mites, we don't see white flies.
Yeah.
Haven't been bothered too much with the bugs, and now the ventilators are off. So this is a good start. And even now, of course, there's gonna come in some mites. There might enter a little bit of mold at the end. That's all fine. The moment we see it, we take it out, you know, we eliminate it, and just race against the time, race against nature, and see what finishes first. But this is gonna be a lot of pheno hunting. These 2 beds here, you gotta find that golden pheno, and that's gonna be a lot of work. Oh, are these pink pistils?
Yeah.
Oh man, beautiful.
Isn't that nice?
Whoa, and there are lots.
Yeah.
Look, all of these.
On this side, there's even more, bro. It's crazy.
Here as well.
So all the Guela papaya,
Different pheno, yeah.
22 and number 17, hardcore leaning on the papaya. And you get these beautiful, like magenta, pink kind of pistils, bro.
Oh, wow. Internodal space on it. Very short. There's going to be a big stacking flower.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit of an issue here in the outdoors. Perfect for indoors. And let's see if she's really a good washer, like they say.
Yeah, bro.
Also very stable, no? You can immediately see lower plants, bigger leaves, bigger fingers. Let me show you a leaf. You see the fingers here of the leaves are much bigger. Not that pointy as before, you know, more wide. So completely different, and all these plants are like this. And there you find some pink pistils here as well. So well selected and pretty stable up to now.
Yeah, dude, it's sick. In the indoor, this thing right here is already week 8 flower, and you got to be here in like next week to shoot them, bro.
Oh, nice. And it's a clone from that one?
This exact pheno, the pink pistol one, number 22, is looking gorgeous. Number 17 looks gorgeous.
Nice.
They're very nice, bro. Frosty. We got to dive into the macro world, because from what I've seen so far, they look insane. So I want to take a total trichome count.
It's surprising how you can see from far that this comes from the same breeder, that batch comes from the same breeder. Like, you can see a lot of similarities in the plant structure,
right?
Development of the leaves, etc.
Right? This is the only batch of the whole greenhouse, bro, that's kind of small around this bamboo pole. You notice that?
Yeah, I remember. We showed it in the last video as well, right?
Yeah.
We had a little bit of damage here from the pole. It was damaging the other plants around. So this is like an affected area.
Yeah.
You can still see it, but okay, flowers are coming. We will find a couple good flowers to test the phenos. It's not going to be the most bud ever, but we'll make it work, right?
The good news is, yeah, and we already have a bunch of these in the indoor already. These are the BOPs. So we got these in the indoor already, and we are at least going to get a good survey on some of them.
Yeah, actually nice stacking there. A lot of pistils formed already in this short amount of time, so oof. Man, I cannot wait to see this greenhouse again in 4 weeks, in 1 month. The next episode, basically.
Yeah.
There we're gonna see them in final flower. What?
Yeah, really. Yeah, right? We'll see them at least
Next episode.
in their 40s. So in this corner here, bro, we got some of the favorites. We got Black Hole, Lemon Bang Bang, La Bomba is right here. You probably already identify each one just by looking at the start of them now, huh?
You can find the black holes here. Yeah, we can see why they're champions. They're nice and big, vigorous, big internodal space, but we know that from these genetics, and that's why we think they're great in greenhouses, because they do have that big internodal space, which is great, you know, for the end of flowering. So here, what really convinced us are the terps.
Yeah.
And just to have a side-by-side test to see, okay, these genetics we know, this is what we can expect. So if you compare this to what we don't know yet, the other phenos, how well do they perform. Yeah, like La Bomba, she doesn't produce that much. Or like in the beginning, also with the black hole, you think like, okay, those flowers look nice, they look good, but also, I mean, why would they be so good? But you notice the difference once you start smoking them.
Yeah.
Just when you light it up and you see that white ash and the perfume stick that enters your lungs, that smoke, you just feel like, wow, this is why these plants are champions.
Yeah, bro. Soul fire.
So fire or no fire, he says, right?
That's exactly what he says, dude. Well, that's what the people say. That's what the growers are saying, bro. This right here is our first purple buds. Full deep dark purple. This is a trike beast. Not all of them are purple.
But now already, in like the first 20 days of flowering, that is fast.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, so that's really genetics, you know, not the temperature, that's genetics, it's programmed from the beginning.
Yeah.
They're purple.
Yeah, they're purple, dude. And then here we move on to the barf breath.
Oh, it's a different, that's a different strain, that's
Yeah,
why.
so this is the Don Mega cross. This is the barf breath. One of the tall ones. It's got some shorter ones.
I think your plan really worked here on like having a couple flowers per plant, but also not too many, and just have a lot of different phenos to test from.
Yeah.
Now, of course, when we're gonna harvest, we're gonna have to look good because as you can see, there's flowers everywhere. So we're gonna have to go down to the tag, make sure we don't switch them out with another pheno, label them well here in the greenhouse immediately, like put a tag on it, and then bring it to the dry room.
Yeah.
Again, pretty stable here because you can see from there we go into a different genetic, and they all look, you know, short, a bit smaller, but also nice and green.
Yeah, bro.
Which one is this? BBSF? Oh, barf breath.
So this is also the barf breath, and then it eventually moves to the anniversary cake. Just one small row, and that's this other purple one right here, bro.
Yeah.
She's crazy too, bro.
A little bit slower and smaller though, huh?
Yeah.
Did they maybe get a slower start? I also think that because of the position of the greenhouse, some plants get a couple hours or maybe 1 hour more of sunlight, like that corner. And you can see that some plants are like much bigger than the others. So of course, we have some shade spots here in the greenhouse as well. So maybe that's why here in the middle, in general, they're like a little bit lower as well.
Yeah, maybe. On the edges, it's always huge, bro. On the edges out there, these chicken waffles are just massive now, bro.
Wow, oof, look at this internodal space, man. Jesus, for an indoor, I would hate this, but for an outdoors, I love it.
So this whole area right here, bro, this is all Battle Royale.
Oh, copycat genetics.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I always call it the weed from the future. It's like a weed that you don't see around that much, especially not in Colombia. But once you've seen it, you cannot take it out of your mind. It's like, wow, this is gonna be what people are gonna be smoking in the future, I think.
It's really good bud, bro. Always frosty, crazy. The Battle Royale we seen too earlier. You know, the phenos look nuts, so it's gonna be crazy to see about 40 of them.
Did I see? Oh yeah, so here, look at how purple that one is.
Oh yeah, that one's crazy.
At the top, yeah. But then there in the corner, I also saw something like that.
Yeah.
But it had a little bit of nitrogen claw there, so maybe a bit more sensitive for newts or the soil, because we know the soil wasn't always 100%
Yeah, you
perfect.
found that purple one, dude, yeah.
Very purple.
Yeah, that one's to keep an eye on for sure. Dude, in 2 weeks, like the transformation's gonna be nuts. We're really...
Now they're gonna start filling up.
Is it everything I want right in front of me?
From smallest to tallest, bro, here it is. The chicken and waffles, dude.
Woo, buddy. Straight from California.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but I basically took out the seeds of the flowers by hand when we were there partying. This is the result of it, and I knew it was gonna be worth it.
Bro, there's already some frost monsters in here, dude. It's insane. We were filming them earlier. Yeah, you're already getting crazy frost.
And terps. Oof, man. That's smelling really nice. And look at those dinosaur leaves. What the
Crazy, huh?
Whoa, look at that. Can basically make wind with this leaf. That's how big it is. Wow, and there's many of them. Wow, these plants got huge, buddy.
Huge, bro.
And still you can see the soil, so that's nice. You know, we don't need to take off these leaves. We can leave them as natural solar panels. We can see the soil. You know, we can see it all the way through the plant, so this is perfect.
Yeah, the bottom's nice and cleaned up. Looking gorgeous down here, huh?
Very nice. And look how frosty this small leaf is already. The sugar leaf. It has trichomes already all the way over this first leaf. What
Yeah.
the hell?
That one's crazy, bro.
Huh, so fast. It looks like it could be done in 3 weeks, yeah?
Remember the baby little one we didn't know what to do with? Look at her. Look at her back down there.
Oh, she survived.
Yeah. I don't know what will end up of it, but at least we just let her be in there. She's doing all right. And wow, the one right next to her here is also crazy, bro.
Wow, they're just going so fast, Mom.
Yeah.
This looks like there could be 7 weeks flowering plants, huh? That is surprisingly fast. With the frost and everything. Great, great, great.
Yeah, this one's looking nice.
It's gonna be a good test.
The bed ends with just these huge monsters. Yeah, like the stretcher there.
But really, you can pick them out. It's like 50% of the phenos are like this one, this one, this one, there. And I see it in the front as well. Like, I see a lot of this pheno with the huge leaves. The one that I just took this one off.
Yeah.
Look, you know, it's like the same.
Right.
What a nice genetic.
Yeah, and then this thing's just monster, bro. These ones definitely could have got that top.
You know what I'm a little bit scared of though? Is that this ventilator is so close to this one. And when I saw it there on the top of the greenhouse, and I saw this plant like suffering a little bit, you know?
Super.
I know she's like a little bit too big. Or look, we're investigators, you know? It doesn't matter if we lose a flower, we could just leave it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong and maybe she becomes huge.
The best for last, the most rich bed, the
Man.
biggest bed, the craziest
It really is,
bed,
eh?
dude. Yeah.
You call this the community bed.
Yeah,
The shared
exactly.
bed.
The community bed, dude. Starting with everything here from Greenhouse Seeds. The Milky Dreams, there's about 6 of them on that side. Then it's things like the King's Tart, Pulp Friction, and Super Lemon Haze GMO.
Oh man. The only thing I can say here is that they all just look so picture perfect. And for the people that don't remember, this is the bed that we put our soil mix in that we always make. A little bit more expensive. Everything comes from bags basically.
Yeah.
Which is our worm castings mixed with cocoa fibers, some mycorrhizae, and that's it. And these plants always are green from the bottom to the top. Perky, healthy, a lot of leafage. They all look, you know, like they're exploding. And these were the smallest plants at the beginning. These were the ones that needed some recovery, and still they bounced up and they got this fucking speed. And look how much flowers we're already producing. Like you can already see this is filling up.
This whole greenhouse area is really nice. All the greenhouse strains, I cannot wait to see how those finish. But bro, it gets interesting on the community side of the bed over here, right? Where you got the Wallapini. So this is the Wallapini Yoda Prom right in front of us here. But then right before the freak shows, dude, this is, in my theory, the first one you're actually going to get a crazy aroma off of. Maybe you can whiff a bud or maybe a stem or something to see. This is the Pungent Punch from Shadowborn.
Oh, here as well, PPSB, right? Is that it? PPSB?
Yeah, Pungent Punch, yeah, Shadowborn.
Yeah, here as well. Whoa, so frosty already. White, look at this. Look at the leaf. Look how white it is. It's very different than the one that you have there.
Yeah.
The pistils are completely different. But also something is up with this. Oof. Wow.
Crazy, right?
Oh, so special. Sweet like literally like a fruit punch.
Yeah.
Like a drink or cocktail that you got on the beach. You would almost think it's artificial flavoring. That's how strong it smells. And trust me, we didn't put anything on this plant.
Yeah, for day 22 to have those strong aromas already, Pungent Punch, showing it's going to be a really strong one.
This is breeding well done.
Yeah, it's cool to see from the community, bro. Met on Instagram. Yeah.
Wow, so these genetics from the community bed are pretty impressive. Like, these breeders have already impressed us. They can handle the battle with professional breeders, so that's already pretty exciting, don't you think?
Yeah, dude, there really is some cool promising stuff. And this one we've been getting the most questions about, obviously, on Instagram. This freak right here, this banana vintage, what is it? Blueberry freak, banana freak.
You know what I also noticed in this one, in comparison with the freaky gazerpal that I have at home, is that the branches are stronger. With the one that I have, the moment they start to flower, the branches just flop over and they just cannot hold the weight. So I feel like this is already something that could battle with my freaky gazerpal. Although I saw the freaky gazerpal as well in California, and there we saw big plants holding up their own weight. So maybe it was just my pheno that I have at home that is not as good as what we can find in here.
Yeah, this thing is something beautiful, bro.
Look at it.
On a few of those is really nice, bro.
Nice, nice. Yeah, definitely can smell some like pinene in there. And this first pheno here of this freaky plant.
Look at this, bro. Some of the biggest in the greenhouse. The Seedsman.
Wow.
The first stuff right here is the guava root GMO. Obviously, both of them you grew. We showed the pictures and everything on some of the last ones. But look how huge they are, huh?
Wow, yeah, I grew these indoors. Man, these are monsters, eh?
Yeah.
Look how nice they developed. And maybe a little bit too much leafage now, you know? They grew that much and they have that much leaves that I think this one we gotta take a little bit more leaves off.
Yeah.
To make sure that the sun can come in. Also, we're right here next to Mother Nature, so the first insects and everything will hit these plants first. I think we gotta trim it down a little bit more to make sure that the flowers develop a little bit more and not that much the leafage anymore. But in general, beautiful, huh?
Yeah, the guava root looking really good, stacking really nice. So that's these right here. And then these ones right here, this is the star, the gorilla runts, bro.
Oh, gorilla runs. Did you see those pictures?
Yeah, bro.
Woo! These are gonna turn out to be really good, I think. And here I can already see those dark bluish, purplish. Well, for now it's just dark green. But I can see this is gonna be the pheno that gives you those purple flowers.
Oh, man.
Oh, great, great, great.
What a bed, huh? You've seen the greenhouse on day 21. Your thoughts, bro? What's next? When we're gonna see, and what do you think's coming for the greenhouse?
Man, now I can already say we're gonna find some fire in here, guaranteed. I'm happily surprised that we don't have any insects up to now. We don't have any whiteflies, no mites. So if they're coming or when they're coming, we're gonna be ahead of time, you know, we're gonna be ahead of the race. So hopefully this turns out to be good. Big shout out to the Grow Bro who has been maintaining these difficult plants sometimes, you know, some had to bounce back. They all turned out to be green from the bottom till the top. So big shout out to Grow Bro Brian. And wow, a lot of diversity, right? This is what we're gonna find here. The next episode, we're already gonna be harvesting. You might see some final flowers already of most of these genetics. So I think the next episode is gonna be a banger, buddy.
Heck yeah, dude. Q, thanks for coming, bro. Come checking out the plants. Big shout out, Grow Bro Bry. Greenhouse is looking fire, bro. What's up, Santi?
What's up, bro?
Good morning.
Salud.
Salud. It's a special day today, guys. It's time after 7 months that we open it up, bro.
It's time?
Yeah, grab her. Look where she's been. Wow, what are the dates on there? Look at that. Whoa, 31st. So
almost 7 months.
Almost 7 months. 205 days ago. Yeah, 205 days.
Damn.
To open her up. So let's take her outside to some light and see what's in there.
All the terpenes look out here, all this liquid.
Oh, yeah, let's get out here and take her out. Nice, bro. Let's set her up here. Got the scale, some jars. What do we need? Maybe a knife?
And the
scissors. There's the scissors, alright. That'll be cool. We'll get some shots on this and then maybe the 90mm macro too. Look at this, the new one.
This is new?
Yeah.
The macro?
Yep.
Damn.